Today, we will embark on an extraordinary journey back in time, to a pivotal era that shaped the destiny of America. At the heart of this epic tale stands a true legend, an extraordinary leader whose name echoes through the annals of history: George Washington. In this video, we unveil the untold story of this revered founding father, a man whose determination and strategic brilliance guided a fledgling nation towards independence. From his early life and military career to the momentous decision to lead the Continental Army to the Revolutionary War, you are about to learn about the struggles and victories that define George Washington's legacy. George Washington's journey towards becoming a legendary figure in American history began with a humble upbringing. Born on February 22, 1732, on his family's Virginia plantation, he was raised in a prosperous and well-respected family. His father's death when George was just 11 years old marked a turning point in his life, thrusting him into a more independent and responsible role at a young age. Despite limited formal education, Washington's thirst for knowledge led him to study independently, immersing himself in subjects like mathematics, surveying, and the classics. This self-directed pursuit of knowledge would prove invaluable in shaping his intellectual prowess and problem-solving abilities. At the age of 17, Washington embarked on a career as a surveyor, further honing his skills and gaining insights into the lands he would later play a crucial role in shaping as a leader. His early experiences in the field cultivated his sense of discipline and meticulousness, traits that would serve him well on the battlefield and as a statesman. As tensions between European powers intensified in North America, George Washington found himself drawn into the military arena. During the French and Indian War, he served as a young officer, gaining first-hand experience in combat and leadership. His bravery and resilience during this conflict earned him recognition, leading to his appointment as a lieutenant colonel in the Virginia militia. Washington's military career in the French and Indian War offered critical lessons in strategy, tactics, and diplomacy. His experiences navigating treacherous terrains and diverse cultural backgrounds provided him with invaluable insights into the art of war and the complexities of leadership. These early challenges and triumphs instilled in George Washington a strong sense of duty, an unwavering commitment to his principles, and an understanding of the importance of unity and cooperation in achieving a common goal. His experiences during this period shaped him into a leader who would later play a central role in the fight for American independence and the foundation of a new nation. As tensions between the American colonies and the British government escalated, George Washington found himself increasingly dissatisfied with British policies that infringed upon colonial rights and liberties. His growing discontent mirrored that of many other colonists who felt oppressed by unfair taxation and lack of representation in the British Parliament. Washington actively participated in early resistance movements against British policies. He took a vocal stand against the Stamp Act of 1765, a highly unpopular tax on legal documents and printed materials. Through his writings and speeches, Washington expressed his opposition to this unjust taxation and rallied others to join the cause. The events leading up to the Boston Tea Party also saw Washington actively engaged in opposing British measures. As a member of the First Continental Congress in 1774, he played a significant role in discussing strategies to address colonial grievances and seeking redress from the British Crown. The Boston Tea Party, a bold act of defiance in response to the Tea Act, further fueled the flames of revolution, and Washington voiced his support for the colonists' right to protest against unfair taxation. Through his involvement in these key events, George Washington emerged as a prominent figure in the lead-up to the Revolutionary War. His strong leadership qualities, eloquence, and dedication to the cause of liberty garnered respect from his peers and fellow colonists alike. In a momentous decision, the Continental Congress of June 15, 1775 turned to George Washington to lead the fledgling Continental Army. His appointment as Commander-in-Chief marked a pivotal turning point in the American Revolution, a testament to the trust and confidence placed in him by the representatives of the colonies. The decision to appoint Washington was not only influenced by his previous military experience but also by his reputation as a dedicated and principled leader. His involvement in early resistance movements and his commitment to the cause of independence demonstrated his unwavering dedication to the fight for liberty, making him an inspiring and natural choice to lead the newly formed army. Upon assuming command, Washington faced numerous challenges in organizing and leading an army that lacked cohesion, experience, and adequate resources. Many of the soldiers were volunteers with varying levels of training, and the army suffered from shortages of essential supplies and equipment. Washington had the arduous task of forging a disciplined fighting force out of this diverse and inexperienced group. Logistical difficulties were further compounded by the lack of funding and support from a struggling Continental Congress. Amidst financial constraints, Washington had to contend with the constant pressure to deliver victories against the well-trained and well-equipped British forces. Under Washington's steady guidance and innovative strategies, the Continental Army began to evolve into a more disciplined and effective fighting force. His ability to adapt to ever-changing circumstances and his unwavering belief in the potential of his troops played a pivotal role in keeping the spirit of the Revolution alive. The early years of the Revolutionary War were fraught with difficulties for George Washington and the Continental Army. Facing a formidable British force, Washington encountered numerous losses and setbacks that tested his leadership and resolve. One of the most significant challenges was the series of defeats in New York during 1776. The British forces, under General William Howe, drove the Continental Army out of New York City and forced them to retreat across New Jersey. These defeats not only demoralized Washington's troops but also strained the Army's resources and morale. However, amidst these difficulties, Washington displayed his tactical brilliance and determination. The crossing of the Delaware River on the night of December 25 to 26, 1776, during the Battle of Trenton, became a turning point in the war. In a daring surprise attack, Washington's forces captured nearly 1,000 Hessian soldiers, boosting the morale of his troops and renewing hope for the American cause. Another crucial turning point came during the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. British General John Burgoyne's attempt to divide and conquer the American forces in the North was foiled by Washington's strategic guidance and the efforts of other American commanders. The American victory at Saratoga was a pivotal moment, as it convinced France to formally enter the war as an ally of the United States, providing much-needed foreign support. The winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge was a defining moment in the Revolutionary War, and its impact on the Continental Army was profound. The harsh conditions posed significant challenges, testing the resolve and endurance of the soldiers, but it was during this trying time that George Washington's leadership shone brightest. The Continental Army faced severe hardships during their encampment at Valley Forge. The soldiers endured bitterly cold weather, inadequate clothing, and insufficient provisions. Starvation and disease were rampant, leading to widespread suffering and death. The Army's morale plummeted, and many soldiers questioned their commitment to the cause of independence. Washington, as the commander-in-chief, recognized the gravity of the situation and sought to mitigate the challenges faced by his troops. He tirelessly worked to improve the Army's conditions, often personally overseeing the distribution of meager supplies and engaging with the soldiers to bolster their spirits. His presence and dedication in the camp served as a source of inspiration for the beleaguered soldiers. To address the critical shortage of food, Washington dispatched agents to procure supplies and also utilized his political connections to appeal to Congress and local authorities for assistance. His ability to navigate bureaucratic obstacles and secure resources played a vital role in sustaining the army during this dire time. He also prioritized the training and discipline of his troops and called upon the expertise of Baron von Steuben, a Prussian military officer, to instill a rigorous training regimen that enhanced the soldiers' skills and confidence. This training played a crucial role in transforming the Continental Army into a more professional and effective fighting force. Beyond physical needs, Washington understood the importance of maintaining morale and the soldiers' sense of purpose. He delivered motivational speeches, stressing the significance of their struggle for liberty and the future of the nation. His unwavering optimism and resilience in the face of adversity rallied the troops and rekindled their commitment to the cause. In the later stages of the Revolutionary War, George Washington's leadership remained pivotal as he navigated the Southern campaign and orchestrated the decisive siege of Yorktown. Through strategic decisions and unwavering perseverance, Washington played a central role in securing American independence. During the Southern campaign, Washington's tactical acumen and ability to delegate responsibilities were evident. While he personally remained in the Northern theater, he entrusted skilled generals like Nathanael Greene to lead forces in the South. This decision allowed Washington to maintain a comprehensive view of the conflict and effectively coordinate efforts across regions. His strategic brilliance was particularly evident during the Battle of Yorktown in 1781. Recognizing an opportunity to trap British General Cornwallis and his forces on the Virginia Peninsula, he skillfully coordinated with French forces led by General Rochambeau to encircle the British. The French fleet, under Admiral de Grasse, played a critical role in blockading the Chesapeake Bay, cutting off Cornwallis's escape route by sea. With meticulous planning and precise execution, the combined American and French forces laid siege to Yorktown, slowly closing in on the British stronghold. Washington's leadership and hands-on involvement during the siege inspired the troops, boosting their morale and determination. Throughout the grueling weeks of the siege, Washington displayed unwavering perseverance and resolve. Despite facing logistical challenges and uncertainty, he remained steadfast, maintaining the unity of the Allied forces and urging them to press on toward victory. His ability to maintain control and discipline in the face of adversity was instrumental in the eventual success of the siege. Finally, on October 19, 1781, British General Cornwallis surrendered, marking a momentous turning point in the war. The victory at Yorktown demonstrated the effectiveness of Washington's leadership and strategic planning. His perseverance and ability to seize opportunities on the battlefield were crucial in securing a major victory that eventually led to the end of the war. George Washington's role in shaping the formation of the United States and the drafting of the Constitution was profound and far-reaching. As a central figure in the American Revolution, he played a critical role in establishing the foundations of the new nation. His leadership during the Constitutional Convention in 1787 was instrumental. Chosen as the convention's president, he guided the proceedings with a firm and impartial hand, ensuring productive debates and consensus building. His reputation and presence lent credibility to the convention and helped bridge ideological divides, leading to the eventual ratification of the U.S. Constitution. His support for a strong federal government and his endorsement of the Constitution provided crucial momentum in gaining widespread approval and securing the nation's unity. Washington's influential role in the Constitution's formation laid the groundwork for the principles of federalism, separation of powers, and checks and balances that continue to shape the American political system. However, it was Washington's decision to step down from power after the Revolutionary War that truly set him apart as a visionary leader. In 1783, at the end of the war, he voluntarily resigned his military commission as commander-in-chief, relinquishing absolute power and rejecting the temptation to become a military dictator. This selfless act of surrendering power was unprecedented in history and demonstrated his commitment to the principles of republican government. Washington's decision to step down from power was of immense significance in establishing a precedent for peaceful transitions of power. He set an example of civic virtue and devotion to the rule of law, putting the young nation's interest above personal ambitions. By willingly surrendering authority, Washington solidified the principle of civilian control of the military, reinforcing the foundation of democratic governance. His actions also had a profound impact on the American psyche. It reaffirmed the democratic ideals of liberty and self-governance, assuring the American people that the United States would not succumb to authoritarian rule. This precedent has been followed by every subsequent U.S. president, reinforcing the principle of peaceful transfer of power and ensuring the stability and continuity of American democracy.